live on YouTube live channel with the woman of God, the one who's come to heal God's bodies through nutrition. Yeah, we talking with her on today, and I want to say top of the evening to you, Rhonda. We got a little black. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now you are live, my dear. How you doing on today?
I am wonderful. Greetings, and thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having me. Good afternoon to your listening audience. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead. Turn up your volume on your mic. Yeah, turn your volume up. Yeah, go ahead. Let me hear your voice again.
All right,
There
all
you
right. Good
go.
afternoon, Mr. Andrews. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to your audience. Thank you so much for having me today.
God
I'm
bless you
excited to
too.
be here.
Yeah, I've been running the commercial all day and letting them know how you're talking about nutrition. And so I'm definitely going to get into some questions with you on the nutrition side and so forth. You know, when the Bible talks about healing for the body and the leaves and the herbs that are out there and so forth, which is healing for the body, I don't know how we didn't catch the manuscript, but it's people like yourself who is doing stuff like this, and making the God's body heal itself naturally through nutrition. Tell us what encouraged you to get into this in the first place. What inspired you?
Absolutely. Well, I have been a plant-based eater, 100% plant-based eater for over 20 years now. In approximately 2000, I would have had the advantage of just visiting a friend who had a plate of vegan food delivered to them at the time that I was visiting. It was the first time that I would have seen it or even heard about vegan. He told me about it, said that he'd been ordering from a particular person at the time who was a vegan chef and had a delivery service, lunch delivery service. I looked at it, it looked interesting. I think he allowed me to taste it. My friend allowed me to taste it. It was delicious. And I got it. I was like, well, let me, give me the number for this person. Let me try. And I certainly did try the food. I ordered for myself, and it was delicious. And I continued ordering from that. From the moment that I started, I continued. That journey then took me into getting to know him, getting to know his community of friends, many of whom were already or also vegan. One of them happens to be my now husband. And the more that I was around that group of people, that group of friends, and just being exposed to something that was totally new to me. I had no prior knowledge or experience or exposure. I became very curious. And so then I decided to dive in with researching to learn more about what they were eating. They encouraged me to learn more on my own, to learn more about the food, to learn more about plant based eating, vegan lifestyle. And the more that I did that, I dove into a rabbit hole. One thing led to the next. I voraciously drank in all of the information that I was exposed to. I watched videos after videos, read articles after articles, read books upon books. And eventually, the information was unquestionably convincing. The research and the comparative research from one source to the next really convinced me that um, having that raised level of awareness of my regular of the lifestyle that I had at the time, which was the typical Bahamian life foods but most of us are raised on, right? And I realized then after I researched the potential dangers if I didn't begin to introduce, more importantly than even stopping, but to introduce more plant-based foods and to reduce the animal-based foods that I was eating. So that's how my journey actually began. And as a result of my research, my choice to then change my food lifestyle from what it was to then transitioning eventually to a 100% lifestyle or eating like a vegan in 2007, or really, I had my first child in 2003, and then my second child in 2007. And as I began to have a family, it was important to me that my children, my husband was already plant based, he was already vegan. As I said, he was a part of the community that I met and got to know, and they were a part of my support system as well in the transition. And so both of us already being on that path, it was natural for us to choose to raise our children as such. And the more that as I had my second child, I actually in 2007 was reading a book by Queen Afua. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, but she has been a wellness advocate, medicine woman, if you will, for almost 50 years. She's based in the US. I was reading a book of hers called Heal Thyself for Health and Longevity. And in that book, she talked about starting a play group for her children, who she was also raising vegan. And that was the spark for me. That planted a seed in my spirit. And I decided that I wanted to do the same thing for my children. And so Seedlings Place was born. Seedlings Place is an organization that I founded in 2007. Our first meeting, we started as a play/support group where I just opened the doors to whoever was interested. You did not have to be vegan. You simply wanted to live a healthy lifestyle, to eat more plant-based foods, and to join others in the community who were interested in doing the same thing. And so I wanted to bring the community together so that we could eat, learn, grow, share, and just deepen our journey to be healthy people. And through Seedlings Place, since then, I have done a myriad of things in the community, from cooking classes to radio shows, workshops. You name it, I've done a number of things in the community. In 2010, I founded a green and plant-based festival called Green Earth Festival as well. And so, I've done that, opened that up to the community so that they can see what's available to support the journey. Oftentimes people say, well, I want to do it. I've tried it, but I fell off. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to purchase, etc. So that was the impetus for me wanting to create that. So from my desire to shift my lifestyle, Mr. Andrews, I essentially have moved into supporting the community in various ways over the years, to today, where as a plant-based and healthy lifestyle coach, I am providing programs and resources to actively help people to move from where they are to where they desire to be. Because as you said, at the end of the day, science, it could be very overwhelming with the information out there, right? And there's a lot of conflicting information as well. I know because I went through that myself. And so it's important to have someone who is knowledgeable, to have somebody who has the experience, who is credible, who can help you to maneuver through all of that, to be able to give you or provide you with proven steps, tried and true strategies that work, that can help you to take small steps that can make a big difference. And so the masterclass that I'll be hosting on Monday is another one of those avenues that I am seeking to provide information, and not just information because we're inundated with information, but to provide strategies, to provide tips that people can take away with them and implement again to begin to make those small steps, or to enhance what they're already doing, or to reboot what they may have been doing and may have fallen off.
Wow. Well, listen, I'm an advocate, and I always say, listen close to a person's delivery. And your delivery was par excellent because you're speaking from a place of understanding. And so because you're speaking from a place of understanding and learn it, when I say learn it, you're individual who is speaking, and you could hear that you have done the research that is necessary in this life to get things going and so forth. And I bless God for individuals like you who have taken the time to study, first of all, to understand how to bring healing to the body. Like for somebody who's listening to us today and they have diabetes out of control, not just off the top, what direction you would lead them into if they was having their diabetes is out of whack and is causing everything else to go out of whack? How would you process something for them, or how would you educate them in that area, being an educator yourself?
Absolutely. So I'm definitely going to answer your question. I do want to indicate that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical practitioner. I'm not a licensed nutritionist. My knowledge comes from my personal research. I am a certified health coach an IIN or Institute of Integrative Nutrition health coach, and of course, over 20 years of personal research and living the lifestyle. And so it's through that lens, as a wellness advocate, a health coach, one who lives the lifestyle, that I share and I guide. So nothing that I say, of course, is intended to replace or serve as medical advice. With that said, though, diabetes, which we know is one of the top leading causes of death in as far as World Health Organization
That's
statistics
so true.
indicate. That's globally as well as here in the Bahamas. I think it's it's the fifth leading cause, if I'm not mistaken, cause of death, but we can always check statistics on that. And it is one of those, and I want to speak specifically to diabetes 2, type 2, because type 1 is when your body is not able to produce insulin, and you then have to take insulin externally for the rest of your life. However, it can be improved, or I should say the amount of insulin can be reduced based on your lifestyle. Type 2 diabetes can essentially be avoided altogether depending on your lifestyle. And what are the reasons for that? Diabetes is, we talk, naturally we go to, because that's what historically, we were told by our doctors, etc., that you're eating too much sugar. You need to reduce the amount of sugar because that is the reason why you're going to get diabetes. What research has now shown is that the sugar is not the primary underlying issue or reason why people develop elevated glucose levels, which is the scientific word for sugar.
Okay.
It is because they are insulin resistant. Insulin in the body serves as a key. It's that key that opens the cells, and this is just very layman description, all right? So it opens the cells to allow the glucose that is released into your body when you eat something to be absorbed by the blood, to then serve as, to be turned into energy that you can use. The challenge with type 2 diabetes, or when we have that issue, is that the insulin, or the key, is not working, which is why they use the term insulin resistant. And it is not working, not because of the sugar or the glucose in the blood. It's not working because the cells have high levels of fat that is clogging up the cells, that prohibits it from entering. And so what then do we need to look at to reduce the glucose levels, to allow the sugar to actually be absorbed, as opposed to simply be increasing in the blood, right? Which is what generally, essentially what is taking place, is we want to ensure that our cells are clear and clean and is not clogged up, allowing the key to do its job so that the glucose levels can then be absorbed, whereby it would then no longer be elevated in the system. Whenever we eat, your glucose levels, all of us, will naturally spike because we're eating and we're consuming glucose or sugar, right? The issue is when it remains elevated because it's not able to be absorbed. So what do we need to do then to ensure that some of the simple things that we can do? Again, research has indicated that whole food, plant-based foods, a low-fat diet is the approach that you want to take. And that is because we want to have high levels of fiber, high levels of nutrients, low fat intake. And we also want to ensure that we are providing the body with the antioxidants, the phytochemicals, the nutrients that we need without exposure to the other things that cause trouble: saturated fats, refined sugar, excess added sugar. Those are the things that cause or wreak havoc in the body in many different ways. And so at its base level, we want to increase the amount of whole foods that we're eating. We also know that one of the things that we have been scared away from is eating fruits, because we say fruits have high levels of sugar. Now, obviously, every single case is individual, and so you obviously need to speak with your doctor to be guided. However, the difference between refined sugar, processed sugar, foods that are processed, that has the
Mm-hmm.
processed sugar, versus fruit, is that yes, fruit has sugar, but it has a different type of sugar, whereby the body processes that sugar differently, as well as it is actually a whole food. It's like a full package. That package comes with not just the natural sugar, which is obviously totally different from the refined sugar. It comes with natural sugars, but it also comes with all of the nutrients that our body needs, that's going to protect it from ailments and from disease. Again, we are bio individuals, which means that what works for one may not work for another. And so you have to work with your doctor to determine which fruits you can eat and not be negatively impacted. Some individuals, our bodies will respond differently. They generally will say to you that bananas, you may want to reduce the amount of intake. Grapes is another one that has high levels of natural sugars that you may want to reduce its intake. So there are certain fruits that they automatically guide you at the onset to stay away from. However, generally speaking, the fruits, the vegetables, legumes, which are your peas and beans, your healthy fats. Again, you have different types of fats. You want to eat healthy fats in moderation, in a smaller quantity, that will, again, feed the body the nutrition that it needs, as well as reduce the exposure to the saturated and trans fats, which contributes to the number one killer, or I should say, number one cause of death in the world, which is cardiovascular disease. And so, taking those steps to add more of that to your lifestyle will absolutely have a benefit. Again, there's so much conflicting information out
Mm-hmm.
there, but generally speaking, the one area that most scientists agree, and we're not, people often assume that because of my lifestyle, I am saying that you must be vegan or you must be 100% plant-based, or I'm trying to convince someone to do that. And at this point, I tell people the labels really don't matter. What is more important, and my message ultimately, is to seek to eat to live. Just eat to live rather than live to eat. We are programmed to move in this world in a way where we are at a fast pace. We're often, just looking for the convenience. We're not taking the time to stop, to pause, to plan, to prepare, to prioritize, and to do the things that will truly feed us and nourish us to flourish us, which is the name of the masterclass. And those things, unfortunately, have led to very unhealthy lifestyles that, as we know, as research has shown, has led to detrimental effects in our communities, impacting our loved ones, at a level where our lives are being cut short. Our lives are being cut short. I think the former Surgeon General said this generation is going to be the first generation that will not live as long as its parents. Diabetes used to be
Wow.
an old
Wow, that's a
person's
serious
disease,
statistic.
and
Wow.
now we have school-aged children, as young as 10 and 11 years old, who are being diagnosed with
My.
diabetes, with high blood pressure, with overweight or obesity. And so we really have to, Mr. Andrews, it is in our
Wow.
best interest for longevity, for quality of life, to take stock of what it is that we are exposing
Intaking.
ourselves to,
Mm-hmm.
not just in the food. I now cannot only speak about uh, the food that we're eating, because it's a package deal. The overall
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle habits that we live, the habits that speak to what we're eating, how we're resting, how we're thinking, how we're
Mm-hmm.
feeling, how we're moving. Are our environments fueling us? Our connections, our relationships with ourselves, with the Creator, with creation. All of
Mm-hmm.
these things come together when we pay attention, when we nurture them. to create an overall optimal life.
Wow, wow, wow. See, and I like to talk to individuals who are knowledgeable because you could hear it in their conversation. You could hear her articulate, now I understand why you are a life coach because, and then too, the fact that, for legal reasons, she did a disclaimer, and she said that she is not a licensed doctor or nutrition person from the hospital or something of that nature, but she is qualified in the education through a system that exists, and they are. Because she's qualified through that system is backing her, and it is natural. And so we have to come back to what is natural in life to be able to take care of this temple because when she was talking, I could hear McDonald's. I could hear all the stuff we're causing all these problems for us. And we disclaim now. We're not saying McDonald's ain't good. We ain't never saying that the food, the fast foods, because sometimes that's all you got to get. Sometimes you just got to look for somewhere like what she does that sells vegan food. Like for me, for instance, I'm here in the United States of America, and I've been eating lean turkey, Boris turkey meat, and because what it does, and then I'm eating it with a minimal amount of spinach and so forth, and I'm using some what you call some nice cheese and that, and it's a wrap. And I take it as a wrap of a vegan wrap, basically, or a spinach wrap, and I eat that just so because I can't get to you. I can't get to you at the farmers, but I know you got products somewhere where we could get it. I see your flyer. Your flyer is powerful. Your flyer talks about what you're going to do on July 1st, and it's free. You actually doing this for free, because you are committed to what you believe in, and you want to see people living a healthy lifestyle, and that is a perfect way to get a class going. It's a free virtual master class that she's having, and is on July 1st. Tell us a little bit more about that so we could get some bodies in there so people could start changing how they eat, and eating. What's the word you use? How, that
Eating
slogan.
to live. We want to
Uh-huh.
eat to live. Eat to fuel ourselves and to nourish ourselves. And so that the body, which is a magnificent machine that the Creator has blessed us to have, really is reliant on us to provide it with the fuel that it needs to just do the job that it is created to do. The reality is many of us are not aware of some of the things that we're doing, or as I stated earlier, because of our lifestyles, we're so busy, we're stressed, we have so much going on. We're not able to kind of hop off of that pinwheel to make some changes. And I understand those barriers; they're very real, everyday challenges. The world that we live in today, the food that we're eating today, the stresses that we have today, our parents and grandparents did not have to attend to. And so it's a totally different world that we exist in. And so the class is called From Nourishment to Flourishment, 7 steps to end, to help you to end unhealthy eating, heal your body, and banish low energy. And so my
Powerful.
intention is to share again some strategies that people can take. We'll really begin with, again, providing science or evidence-based information to guide on what is a healthy plate. How do we create a healthy plate? Exactly where do we begin to even do that? People are not sure or are confused as to what that looks like. Again, and it's so much information out there. They're overwhelmed by where to begin. What should I eat? What shouldn't I eat? Right? So you want to begin with just that basic foundation of what is it? What are the macronutrients that we need? What is actually supposed to be in our food? What do we need nutritionally to be healthy? And what does that look like on a plate? How do we create that plate? What are the actual foods that we should consume to create that plate? Where do we get the protein? Where do we get the carbohydrates? Where am I to get the fats, which we actually do need, but we want the healthy fats? And so we want to look at how do we create a balanced and nourishing meal so we can take the guesswork out and do so without having to be burdened with counting calories, which can be laborious, it could be stressful, and it can also take the joy out of eating. Now, I'm not saying that when we are trying to meet our goals and to accomplish specific things for a period of time, if that is a part of the regimen that you are doing, that there's anything wrong with that. But we do want to be able to get to a place where, based on practice, knowledge and practice, that we become comfortable with cravings. Emotional eating is also a huge phenomenon that many of us have to deal with. We unfortunately don't even realize that, in our subconscious, we're being controlled like a computer. We are a computer. And so there, in our subconscious, in our storage, we have experiences that have been stored that are impacting us, whether we realize it or not. It could be I say big T or little t, something that happened. And a trauma simply is something that caused an emotional response based on whatever it was. And sometimes that emotional response could be something simple, it's gone. And then other ways it can be deep, ingrained in our spirit, in our psyche, in our subconscious, and we're not realizing the long-term impacts of it. And into our adulthood, it directs the decisions that we make because we're oftentimes seeking comfort, we're seeking to fill a gap, we're seeking nurturing, and we do that oftentimes by turning to food. Cravings are very prevalent, and that is not by chance or happenstance. Again, the challenges that we face to make changes in our lifestyle, it's really not our fault, Mr. Andrews, because we are in a society that is not created to help us succeed. That is the reality, because the big businesses that are providing us with the food, that are advertising and marketing, are bombarding us. Their concern is not to make us healthy. Their concern is their bottom line. So we're not angry at them because they've taken care of them and their bottom line. The onus is on us to raise our level of awareness in our and our knowledge base, so that we are armed with the information necessary so that we can then take care of our bottom line, this temple that houses our spirit, because it is only through this physical body that we're able to carry out the work that we are here to do, the purpose that the Creator planted inside of only us, and to align ourselves with the values that those things that we say are important to us. So we want to provide some strategies on understanding those triggers, how we then can, what strategies or tools we can use to help us to break away from being controlled by those triggers, and to break that cycle. The reality is a lot of the food, particularly the processed food, which truly, literally is killing us, killing us. And in the U.S., it is said, numbers will show that right now, certainly in the young adult population, more than 60% eat primarily processed food. Primarily processed food. So we're not even eating real food as our base of what it is that we're intaking. So, it's even beyond. I just had this conversation with Dr. Arlington Lightbourne, who is a functional doctor here in the Bahamas. And he said the bar has dropped so low that we are beyond even, we now not only have to say to eat your fruits and vegetables, which we've always said, right? We grew up knowing that, eat your vegetables, right? But we now have to say, just eat food, eat real food. Because what we're eating most times, unfortunately, is processed food, or food that you can't even determine what the source of it is, right? And so, and because of the amount of chemicals, they are literally, it's like a drug. Food addiction is also as real as other substances. And so we are addicted to the chemicals that the food is made with, which is why we crave it so much. It's so interesting that you did mention the cheese, and cheese is one of those things that is one of the most addictive foods out there.
Yes.
It literally attaches to the same centers in your brain as do drugs.
Wow.
Sugar, refined sugar, is said to be one molecule away from cocaine. That's the level with which it is addictive.
But people don't
And
realize
so
that.
and that is why classes such as mine, and there are others who've been in
My
the
Lord.
trenches long before me, who are continuing
Mm-hmm.
to talk about this, because I, like me, when I started my journey, Mr. Andrews, I literally became angry. I became angry because I said to myself, why didn't I know this? How is it that I've lived as long as I did? At that time, it was my late 20s, and I had no clue of any of this. It was so eye-opening for me, and a part of my passion is wanting to ensure that no matter what decision a person makes, it won't be from a place of ignorance. It will be based on an informed decision. To do my part to contributing to the
My
knowledge
Lord.
base that people have. And so we want people to make the direct connection to the ailments, the chronic diseases, the lifestyle diseases that we're suffering from, so that understanding that what you eat impacts that. It's not Eric Adams, the mayor of New York. He said it's not your DNA, it's your dinner. And so we want people to recognize that, yes, you may have genetic markers that are an indication of the possibilities, but what you do in your lifestyle can change those markers, right?
Wow.
Such that you do not have to develop the diseases that your parents or your grandparents, your great grandparents had. What's generational or intergenerational is not the food, it's the habits. And we're not blaming our parents, our grandparents. They did what they could. They did the best they could with the knowledge that
Yep.
they had. And as I said, what they ate or gave us to eat is not the same that we're giving our children to eat today. And so we have to know that. So we want to make that direct connection. We want to help people to identify what are the unhealthy foods. We understand that many foods have been promoted as healthy foods, dairy being one of them, for example. But dairy has also been cited as one of those one of the high inflammatory foods that's linked to certain types of cancers. It has high levels of saturated fats, highly addictive as well. And so we want people to be aware of these things, and then to guide them as to what alternatives exist that they can turn to replace it. One of the things that people speak to is, I don't have the time. How can I get this done? So that's a very real, again, situation, because many of us, we're busy. We have a lot going on. So we want to provide strategies like effective meal planning and preparation strategies to help people to be more equipped and more armed on how they can prepare these foods and have it at their fingertips, so that they are able to consume higher levels, higher quantities of the healthy foods.
Yes.
Community support is paramount
My
in
Lord.
what they call the blue zones.
Mm-hmm.
These are countries that have been shown to have people who live the longest, who have extended lifespans. They're healthier, and they're not vegan communities. They eat. What is the commonality between those countries is that they are eating primarily, or they have a large percentage of their food intake is whole foods, fruits, vegetables, the legumes, those same categories that I talked about. We're going to talk more about them in my masterclass. And the other component that was common is that they have very strong relationships. Very strong relationships, strong community support. They live as a community. And so that was the differentiating factor for me when I started my journey. I told you that I was so fortunate and blessed to be able to be welcomed into a community of people who were already on the journey, who had been on that journey years before me. And it's through my affiliation with them, their support, their guidance, being able to answer my questions, being around it consistently, which is what helped to ground me. So surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, others who are interested in the same, who can motivate you, others who are able to educate you along the way. And so these are some of the things that we want to touch on, to expand on, to go a little deeper into during the class, to help people, one, to realize that, yes, it's challenging. There are many barriers that we face, yet it is possible. I tell people that at the end of the day, no matter who you are, especially if you are an adult in this lifetime, you have done hard things. You have had to jump through many hoops. You've had to climb over many barriers, knock down many walls to accomplish what it is, that you have been successful in doing. And in so doing that, the exact same principles that you applied there, let's just now shift them over here and apply it in the same way, because we like to say that it's so hard, I can't do it. Yes, you can. The only difference is making the decision and then arming yourself with the tools that are necessary to do it. And practice. You got to practice to become who you desire to be. It doesn't happen overnight.
Agreed.
And a healthy body and a healthy mind, a healthy person, it takes not knowing the knowledge, because a lot of us, we know the basis of what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's activating and applying the knowledge and practicing the tools. And so that's the
Wow.
bridge that I seek to be, the invisible bridge that I seek to be as a plant-based and healthy lifestyle coach, to help people to move from where they are, to be able to really, Mr. Andrews, experience the greatest joy as we exist on this earth, because why else do
Mm-hmm.
we need to be here?
Exactly.
Again, we're not supposed to be here to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
We all go through challenges. That's a part of life. That's a part of our
Mm-hmm.
teaching. That's
Mm-hmm.
a part of learning, right? But we have others who have gone before us, who have done that for us. And so it is our time to do what we can to nourish ourselves, to be as vibrant, as energetic, as alive as we are meant to be. It's our birthright. And so we just need to be consistent enough to make those changes to manifest that.
I agree with you. My goodness, my goodness. But you know something? Her event that takes place in the Bahamas on the 1st of July. Where exactly your event is going to be taking place, Woman of God? Because
Well,
you're
it's
blessing people.
virtual. It's
It's
actually
virtual. It's a
virtual.
virtual
So
call. Okay.
yes, and so I can provide you with the link. As a matter of fact, folks can go to the Seedlings Place Facebook page,
Mm-hmm.
SEEDLINGS
Mm-hmm.
Place, and you will see a link there in the bio. You can also find it on my Instagram page, same handle, Seedlings Place. The link is in the bio. I have several posts on the Facebook page where you can go and click on the link. The link will take you to the landing page, where you can then read up a bit more about what the class is about, and click the link to register. It is free to register. It's open to anyone who has the desire to make changes in their lifestyle, anyone who wants to enhance their lifestyle, anybody who is seeking to continue to learn and deepen their knowledge, anybody who desires to, may not have activated it as yet,
Mm-hmm.
but they want some help, they want some guidance, some information. And so I'm really excited and looking forward
Wow.
to the class. I had one in January, but that was a different topic. This one is a brand new one. We're going to be speaking on some other aspects that we didn't cover at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Always, as we call it in education, scaffolding. So we want
Yes.
to go back to speak to some of the things that we did, because those foundational things don't change, right?
Right.
And then we want to also include some new topics or areas that we didn't cover in the first class.
Well, I'm going to give them an opportunity to see your commercial for those who just chiming in right now, those who are just tuning into the drive time. And you know something, when we get back after this little short break, I'm going to take a little break and come back with the woman of God as she continues to talk about nutritionists being nutritionally sound, where you could have longevity in life. And being a healthy, having a healthy body, period, full stop. But we're going to be talking about, this lady is giving this conference free of charge, and she also has something of a $50 value that is free of charge also, and we can talk about that after the break. But there's a bonus, and on our social media page, the Arc Radio social media page on Facebook, and on different parts where you can find it on my personal page, Kenrick Andrews page, Pastor Kenrick Andrews page, and you will find the flyer for this beautiful conference. And we're going to be talking with her in a few more minutes. We're going to take a little short commercial break so y'all could get to see her commercial. And I love her commercial because it's talking, and you could see the vegan food, the dishes that were prepared that she was just talking about, and so forth. And listen, I have adapted to that, and I really want to get into that. I know you got some books too out there, woman of God. You got some books. Do you have some books?
I'm sorry, the
Yeah,
internet dropped.
yeah, the internet dropped. I saw it. But do you have any
Yes.
books?
So I recently participated in an anthology, and the anthology is called Pledge to Excel. So it's myself and 9 other co-authors who came together under the leadership of Aisha Wonderful to put out this book. And the book has many stories from each of us. And my story is called Nourishment to Flourishment: a journey to holistic wellness. And so, yes, I do have books available. It's an international bestseller. And so it's available for purchase. I think you can also find that link on my Instagram page. I'm happy to share it with you. And I am giving away autographed copies for locals here in the Bahamas if they make the purchase within the first 50, and they are available now for people who would
Awesome.
like to purchase them. And so the
Awesome.
book is speaking to leadership, it's speaking to financial um, security, it's speaking to, of course, health and wellness, which is my area. And so it covers a wealth of information. But if you want to get more information and learn a bit more about my story and just some very introductory strategies, then that is an excellent choice for you to make.
Okay, great, great. Well, when we get back from the break, we're going to be telling them how to get their hands on you personal, because there's some pastors and some people trying to get their church healthy. There's some people trying to get some people healthy, some organizations trying to get some people healthy, and they could see that you're in a book with people who are knowledgeable in this area, and we can talk about how they can get to reach you, what kind of phone contact you got, what outside your social media page, so they could get to reach you personally and invite you down, even here in the United States of America. And so on
Absolutely.
different parts, because we are all the way in Russia too. You know, I got
Beautiful.
listen, I got Russian listeners. They are some of the most stronger listening people, because they sit on the radio and listen to it, and I guess they're being blessed by it. But all the same, I
Mm,
want to bring positive stuff like this to the body, to people who are seeking to live a healthy lifestyle, and you're doing an excellent job, by that way. And we're going to go to a commercial break right now, and we're going to be back with the woman of God in a few more minutes. But in the meantime, in between time, we're going to go to a break. There is a song that I want to do. I'm gonna do that a little later. I'm gonna do that a little later. Yeah, I'm gonna do that a little. Welcome. I'm gonna do it a
your
little later.
music just before I came on was blessing me. It was wonderful.
Wow. 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 Well,
Yes.
this, I call this end time radio. That's why I call it the Arc Radio. And it ain't my producing, is his creative
Mm,
fire flowing through me, woman of God.
right.
And I just thank him for using me to be able to bless his people and give them a alternative. You know, there's a lot of people say good station, but then the mix ain't ready. You know, and I'm a blessed child to be able to use this what He has given me, to bless His children. And I definitely want to have more programming like yours on here on the Arc Radio, because it talks to the healthy lifestyle. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
And I
And
really
I
want
want
to.
your listeners to know, because something people, another barrier, mentally, psychologically, that people struggle with is thinking that I have to go all the way. I have to get rid of everything. And that's actually not my message. I like to tell people, begin with adding to your plate. Focus on the abundance and not the scarcity. What are you going to actually gain? The myriad and wealth of colors and creativity and foods that you haven't tried. Look, think about the adventure. Think about the excitement of the newness that you're going to engage in, as opposed to what you may eventually have to reduce. Because even from a mental, psychological perspective, that adds to or can detract from how we approach our journey and our level of success. So you do not have to get rid of anything. The truth is, at the beginning, we're going to talk about that in the class. Just start with adding more of those food categories that will nourish your body, because what begins to happen, Mr. Andrews, is that we begin to crowd out some of those other things naturally, and our body then begins to have a greater desire for those things as our taste buds are getting used to it, right? That's where some of the one of those ways that we can reduce some of that craving. We begin to crave other things when we are consistent with adding those nourishing foods to our body, and then the process can then begin. And that's again because we all have a different starting point, right? A different starting point. We all
Agreed.
approach things differently. Some can go
Yes.
in head on, and others need to take step by step. So whichever way you want to do it, we can get it done.
Amen. We can go to. I can do one song and then I can go to the commercial break, just so the listeners could get a feel of some music in between all of what we're doing. I thank God for you, mighty woman of God. I give God all the praise for you today because you are truly blessing the body. And we're gonna go to this song right here on the Arc Radio. Listen, stick and stay. Don't you dare go nowhere. As we continue to play Be Right and a better mix of gospel music. In the house, Rhonda Wright.
So when it falls on me, should I complain? Or feel you calling me, it's all on me to stay. And really catch what you're showing. It's my roots that you're growing, cause life is more than this moment.
You are the light, so when the darkness falls, the greatest heights, they never seem so tall, no, not at all, you're right. It's my roots that you're growing, don't wanna miss what you're showing.
Ain't no doubt about you. Everywhere that I go, you keep showing up, Lord. You make me wanna shout it. Oh, you're the goodness in my life. And I'ma tell you my truth. They may come, they may go. You keep showing up, so do. Ain't no doubt about it. You are the goodness in my life. You are the joy. You're the smile on the face of your boy. You're the flowers at the park in Detroit. Still the words on the back of our coins. Let's make some noise.
You cover me, my defender when you're rolling up your sleeve. You're the truth that's gonna set the captive free. The only king that's ever chose to bleed. That's what I believe.
But they keep trying to make your glory fade. But I ain't really sweating what they say. Ain't no doubt about you. Everywhere that I go, you keep showing up, Lord. You make me wanna shout it. Oh, you're the goodness in my life. And I'ma tell you my truth. They may come, they may go. You keep showing up, so do. Ain't no doubt about it. You are the goodness in my life. Through the good and the bad and the ugly, I can still see the sun shine above me. Lord, I love all the ways that you love me. You're the good, you're the good, you're the goodness.
Through the good and the bad and the ugly, I can still feel the sunshine above me. Lord, I love all the ways that you love me. You're the good, you're the good, you're the good. You're the good, you're the good, you're
The good. My goodness. Make me want to shout. Good information on the day. Toby Mac, you better sing. Come on. Let's get it. The goodness in my life. Who? The King of Kings. Oh, you better go run and tell somebody Apostle Andrews is on the air. I got the drive home music for you. Toby Mac and crew. You're the goodness in my life. You're blessing me every day. Glad to be in the land of the living. You are simply the good in my life. This hour is being brought to you by Flawless Institute. Their summer program is going on. There's still time to get in there. Get your kids off the street. Enjoy this one right here. I'm going to do a commercial break. Be right back.
It's wonderful that both women and men are equally dominating the beauty industry, from cosmetology to massage therapy. I'm also proud of my Black sister, Dr. Andrews, down there in the Bahamas at Flawless Institute. Her facility is amazing, and the career programs are on par with U.S. standards.
She's absolutely right. Men are taking their place in spas and beauty salons, and not only cutting hair, because I know prominent male massage therapists that have started their own mobile business and doing well. And it's because of beauty schools like Flawless Institute.
When they asked me to say something about Flawless Institute and Dr. Shandy Andrews, all I could say is, Shayo, she places radio. I say go enroll and go start your own business, man. Plenty corn in the salon and spa business. I spend a lot of money on these locks, you know?
Why would anyone miss out on the opportunity to hone their skills in acrylics, or learning how to do a bomb beat, or installing a frontal? There's enough business for everyone to build stacks. This beauty school has been around 20+ years. Flawless Institute is where it's at.
From nourishment to flourishment. 7 steps to end unhealthy eating. Heal your body and banish low energy. Join the wellness godmother, Rhonda Wright, a published author and plant-based and healthy lifestyle coach, for a free virtual masterclass on July 1st at 7 p.m. online. But wait, there's more. Stay until the very end of the virtual class and get a free bonus. Register today by visiting our Facebook page, Seedlings Place, or contact 242-376-1213. That's 242-376-1213. A free masterclass you don't want to miss.
Hey teens, get ready to shine this summer at the Flawless Institute's Teen Hair and Nails Summer Camp. Starting June 24th for 6 weeks, 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. Just $100 to register. Located on Carmichael Road, upstairs in the Lickety Split Plaza, this camp is for ages 12 to 16. Learn trendy hairstyling, amazing nail designs, makeup tips, and skincare secrets. Make new friends, boost your confidence, and have a blast. Register now. Call Flawless Institute at 802-6512 or visit us on Carmichael Road. Be there, be fabulous, be flawless. Registration $100. Starts June 24th. Ages 12 to 16. Flawless Institute Beauty Camp. Summer 2024. Secure your spot today.
What the Lord has done for me, no man can take it away.
Girl, Brenda, I got a big problem, and I know what to do. You know I'm getting married this weekend, right? I go and order all my bridesmaid dresses online, all except one. I forget but Susie. Anyway, the bridal store say they can't ship it to me because it won't get there in time. But they say if I could have someone pick it up, then I'll be straight. But I ain't get that kind of money to fly back over to Miami, rent no car and hotel just to pick up one dress. I know what I can do.
Girl, Donna, all you have to do is call Ken Dem. Ken Dem, the Florida Bahamian connection with boots on the ground everywhere in South Florida. They pick up your packages and drop them off to the courier of your choice. I use them all the time for my shopping. Walmart, Target, even BJ's and some of those electronic stores. They pick up your items and bring it to your courier for a small fee.
That sounds good, girl. Give me their number.
Just call Ken at 786-754-4799. You get it? 786-754-4799. That's Ken. The Florida Bahamian connection with boots on the ground everywhere in the South Florida area to get your package to the courier on time.
The Architects.
Every time I look around, all I see is murder. Men dead, mothers crying at funeral service. All these bodies dropping, starting to make me nervous. Yeah, gotta be careful cause these demons lurking. Man, you can lose your life to the street life. I done seen niggas again lose their life at the street light. From Iraq to Chirac to where we living at. Why we take a life away if we can't give it back? When it's white on black murder, they hold up bigger signs. If it's black on black murder, then he getting out of lines. There's something I never understand. Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin and Sandra Bland. But what about the ones we ain't marched for? Bullets hit his body, left him dead on the park floor. Yeah, man, I'm just praying that you learn life. All I see is blood rolling down the turnpike. K9 sniffing around the yellow tape. Police lights flashing, breaking another case. The crime scenes, crack bottles and blood stains. Mama's crying out as she praying he in a better place. Pallbearers and pine boxes at 6 feet. Teddy bears tied to the poles, memories fixate. Another son is left fatherless in a cruel world, and that's a consequence that occurs when vengeance is misplaced. Hip hop and incites violence, quite volatile. You might follow the path modeled on mixtapes. You can't blame it on white power. The right knowledge, you got it. High power, the widest dollars with big faces. Yeah, now I know that you gotta fight to make it. But if God made man, homie, then life is sacred. And if God made man, then life is precious. My question is, who told you it's not and gave you the right to take it? Huh? But you know you reap what you sow. When seeds of hatred is sown, another tree that it grow. The fruit produces the murder, another deceased on the road. But Jesus came to speak peace to the soul. No more murder and gone.
Najee down in the truth. Talking about what's going on in our society, y'all. We gotta fix it. From living a healthy lifestyle to character changes. My goodness, could somebody just teach the truth and stop doing religion? Come on, somebody. Bring it, Najee. Can't we get it together? Can we get it right? Well, I'm talking to somebody who can make it right. Rhonda Wright. Talk about how we got to eat to live a healthy body. Then when you got a healthy body, you got a healthy mind. Oh, somebody understand what I'm talking about. Somebody gonna catch this in a few minutes. When you got a healthy body, you got a healthy mind. Without a healthy body, you ain't gonna have a healthy mind. And that's why we are arcing out, because we clog up, y'all. We gotta get unclogged, man. Listen, sis, you blessing me today, and I know you blessing everybody who's tuned in right now, and they're gonna see this in hindsight on the social media page. And listen, we educating folk today. I'm having fun educating folk today and let them know about this nutritional free conference. You know, ain't nobody giving you nothing free to get your lifestyle back in order where you could be healthy. Less visits to the doctor. Hello, somebody. That's what this is all about, what she's talking about. Less visits to the doctor, less diseases coming on you because you're toxifying the body right. You're eating the right intake. So you're having less problems with your cells. Doctors might not want to hear this because they make their money from your visit. But hey, listen, the doctors might not want to hear what I got to say today or what we trying to advocate. But the same thing, what I'm saying is less visits. Well, it make the doctor visits more. Get more people going to be able to get to see the doctor more, because then it's an in and out process when you start changing how you eat. Well, listen, Ms. Wright, I'm a living testimony of that. I started to eat right, started to change how I eat, but I wasn't educated from somebody like you who is teaching a free class. Had I had this free class some months ago, my body wouldn't have crashed. My body went in a stage because I was trying to get it from all types of social media pages to go try change how I wanted to eat, because I wanted to change how I eat. If I was to show a visual picture of myself back then, I'm talking about November, they would say, how you look the way you look now, because I had to go through a metaphor. I had to go through a process of change, and I had to change how I eat in order to survive. Well, I'm a living miracle of this, but that's why I was excited when I heard Ms. Pratt said to me, she said, I got somebody who want to talk about vegan, and she has a good program. I really, really want to push that. I said, yeah, you talking my, she knew she was talking my language.
Right,
so
right.
I said, for sure, let's do that, because the people need to know. They really need to know. And this is for free. You know, you don't get nothing will change your life for the better for free. Let's just get with it. You spend time getting your knowledge, you getting your education, and people ain't giving away nothing free no more in this life. But you're giving away a program free. And I'm asking right now for everybody to support you in the book. The book. Yeah, she's going to be giving away some books, because that's the part of the bonus what she's talking about. Let's talk about your bonus, because it's talking about fueling up, energize, and heal. That's why I started to talk about the healing aspect of my lifestyle, because I changed how I eat.
Absolutely. So in registering with the class, we're also extending a free bonus, and the bonus is a digital. It's called a Fuel Up to Energize and Heal Habit Tracker. So again, oftentimes we have challenges with fitting in what it is that we're doing. We think that we're doing certain things, and we may not be doing it as consistently as we need to. And so one of the tools that can help you to understand your body more, to understand some of those triggers that we talked about, to understand your patterns, to understand what it is that's impacting you. We have a lot of people who are challenged with bloating, with digestion issues, gut issues, and other things that are happening, and they don't quite understand why. But when you track what it is that you're doing, it can be so insightful. It can increase your level of accountability, and can also increase your level of discipline and commitment to your process. And so we're simply providing a very simple tool, which is a habit tracker. It will provide you with predetermined categories. You can also add your own if you wished to do that. That will focus on, again, what my programs are based around: what you eat and what you drink, how you think, how you feel, how you're moving, how you're resting, are you connected, how are you playing, how much joy and fun are you engaging in your everyday life as well, in addition to what it is that you eat. So it's speaking to the food as well as to the lifestyle habits, and guiding you on recommended daily amounts so that you can tick off if you're successful with consuming or with acting out or carrying out some of the lifestyle habits or behaviors that we know can contribute to a healthy lifestyle. And so we're providing that to you with some guidance in the document for those who really want to activate and to begin to track what it is that you're doing. When you begin to understand, like as I said earlier, we are bio individuals, which means that each body is chemically made up differently, which means it responds differently to things. And so the more that you understand how your body responds, the more that you are aware of what it is that you're doing. And it is said that you got to put the vision so plain and clear, put it on paper, right? And so when you are able to put that on paper, to track it, to really see, again, it's so informative and really helps you to make some decisions and to see things more clearly and see patterns that you may not have really been conscious of before. And ultimately, again, it helps you to increase your accountability to yourself and your level of discipline to follow through. That's actually one of the tools. Tracking your eating patterns for a week or 14 days is one of those tools that will help with people understanding those triggers and breaking some of those emotional eating habits.
Wow. You said something so powerful. Right division, make it plain. That's what the Bible says, right?
Absolutely.
And you're doing exactly that. And you know something? I want you to tell them one more time for me how they could get into this virtual free conference that you're doing. Tell them one more time for me, please.
Certainly. Please feel free to visit any of my social media pages. The handle would be Seedlings Place, SEED in caps, and then lowercase LINGS Place on Facebook. You can go to my Seedlings Place page, and I have several posts there. You can just go to the link in the bio, click that link, and it'll take you to where you are able to sign up for the class. The same thing on my Instagram page, Seedlings Place. The link is in the bio. You can also just feel free to call me directly, 376-1213, 376-1213, and I'm happy to send the link directly to you. I'll even answer a few questions if you had any, but the meat and potatoes, so to speak, the veggie meat and potatoes will be given in the class on Monday at 7.
Listen.
And then, of course, you know, we have online. I have an online coaching, or a hybrid, really, because I have an online, primarily online, but I also have some face-to-face components of a coaching program. I also have a 21-day challenge that I offer as tangible ways to support people. And of course, I also do one-on-one coaching as well.
Listen, I want you to say your number one more time, because you said a number based on the Bahamas.
That is
but
correct. Let me
for
say
all
the,
those pastors
area
who
code.
listening to us, for all those pastors who listening to us, and all those leaders who want to change some people around them, and they want to get this information, because we're on an international platform, a global platform right here with Dark Radio, put that 242 in there. Tell them how to get you.
Absolutely. 1-242-376-1213. That's 1-242-376-1213. And as we say here in the Bahamas, born and bred, good day.
Well, it's been an honor and a pleasure being in your company on the day, and for all those who are listening to the Ark Radio, being educated on how to change their lifestyle. Listen, go ahead and support the woman of God. You know, the one thing what I realized, first of all, you getting a free conference and you getting a bonus that is valued at $50. You just giving it away. But you know something, sometimes, you know, this, I trust you walking in the scripture. When you give good stuff away, God will return it back to you. And that's exactly what it is.
Listen, you know, in business, it is, of course, we're in business, you know, as the same is for these companies that are feeding us, you know, for the bottom line to make money. But I believe that when you give value, when you are of service, the money will follow. And so I've been doing this since 2007. It wasn't a business. I was actually doing this as a voluntary work, if you will, as an extension of my lifestyle. And it's just as I've returned to this work full time in recent times, where I'm now offering paid programs and monetizing, if you will, my gifts, as you know, as the Creator says, that your gifts will make room for you. But for me, I really, my purpose that I walk in every day, and I am passionate about it. That's one thing that people tell me all the time when they hear me speak. I can hear your passion, and it's sincere, because I don't want, as much as I can, contribute to the dialogue and to serve as that bridge for people, for particularly my target audience in particular are busy, mission, purpose-driven women. Anybody, all people want, of course, desire and can be and should be healthy. But I'm a woman who is busy. I'm a wife, I'm a mother. And I have a vision for my life and for what our community, that my children are to be, to exist in, right? And this is the path that the Most High has said, you must work and serve and give in this way. And so I continue to do that in ways that I can. And so, yes, the masterclass, there's no cost to register for it. You get the bonus if you join live and stay until the end as well. And of course, there will be things that you can take away, many things that you can take away. And if you are one of those persons where you can activate on your own, you can do that. And then certainly at the end of it, if you desire a community, which is always beneficial, and you desire support, again, from a coach, from someone who's in the trenches, who's been there, and who can guide you, and then I'm happy to extend myself to those who wish to do that as well.
Well, I know you're going to have a successful virtual educational class, and you're going to probably pick up some new people, and rightly so. You should pick up a lot of whole new people who's just trying to do. I have some friends right here in the United States, and one of them I really, really, really going to let you get in contact with them so you could help them I can't see people hurting and don't try to help them come into a place where the Most High could bless them and show them how He intended them to eat, intended for them to eat. And you're doing an excellent job, Ms. Wright. And listen, we're going to talk off air because I wanted to add a nutritionist segment here on the ARC Radio that people could be, get educated, and we, pick topics. I'll let you pick topics and so forth. And because I got you on here first, you get first dibs.
I would be honored.
To that podcast. You get first dibs to that podcast that I'm trying to cultivate for a nutritionist lifestyle and a healthy living, because I wanted to add that element to the ARC Radio because of the ARC. I dubbed the ARC of safety. So the information derivative coming from this place should be one that will motivate, elevate, and get us ready for the kingdom. And in the kingdom, you got to have a healthy body. Even some of the pastors dying off because they're eating wrong. They finish a master sermon and a teaching, and they go sit down in steakhouse and go eating all kind of stuff, and then they ain't know how to flush their body and get their body back on track.
Because I'm telling you, it pains me. And again, in my journey, I've recognized that one, you have to meet people where they are. And so, you have to wear it loosely in that you do the work, you show up, you present yourself available to assist, but you can't force people until they're ready. Mm-hmm. That is the reality. And that then leads to being pained oftentimes when you are watching and seeing decisions being made that are detrimental, and all you can do. And that's why Seedlings Place, the name is multifaceted, because I'm planting seeds that, whether harvested based on what I am sharing or because of something else, the seed is there, so it has the opportunity to germinate and to harvest. And so for those who I like to say, if you have the will, then I'll do what I can to show you the way to help you to manifest the best physical state, not just physical, mental and emotional, because food affects your mind, food affects your mood. That's why they say the gut is the second brain. And so ultimately, all that we do, we put in our body, the food that we eat, what we allow to enter our minds, what we are watching, all of these things are fueling us. Either it's fueling us or feeding disease, one or the other, no in between, not in this day and time based on what we're eating. And so we want to be mindful, cognizant, and then begin to make intentional small steps. You don't have to jump in whole hog. Most people aren't successful in doing it that way in any event. And so small steps can make a big difference. And so that's what we want to assist people to do, and to give them the hope and the support and the guidance, the credible evidence-based information to help them to transform their lives.
Miss Wright, you ready to go on a tour?
Let's go.
You ready to hit the U.S.? And some churches that I know would probably love to have you in the house. I'm an advocate. When I see truth, hear truth, I don't let truth go untouched. So, and that's why the ARC is the ARC of safety. And so with that being said, I definitely you'll be hearing from me in very short order, because I'm a shop you over here in the U.S. So I hope your bag's packed and you got your passport and everything ready to go and travel.
Thank you, Mr. Andrews. I am honored to serve. Absolutely.
Great. Well, we've been blessed today on the ARC Radio in the person of Ms. Rhonda Wright, and then she has taught us about nutrition. She has her own social media page and so forth, and we thank God for her. On our Facebook page, you will be able to see that. I'm going to run the commercial break, but it's been a pleasure having you in. Any final words you want to say to anybody?
I want to just, again, two things. Remind people that it's possible. It is possible to live the most full life. It's not just about avoiding disease. It is about living the best, most full and joyous life that you are meant to live. And it is possible. And to begin right where you are. Small steps. Just take small steps of change. to begin to make it happen. You know, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a few steps, and just arm yourself with the information and begin to make it happen. Sometimes the hardest step is the first one, and then after you've taken that first one, you can continue on and build that momentum until you get into that gallop, right? And then you have the wind beneath your wings. But it can happen. We have to do it, Mr. Andrews.
Yes,
Our children are relying on us. Our
yes.
children are relying on us.
You got that right. You got that right. Woman of God, I can hold you here for a hostage for a couple more minutes, but I'm going to run and go back and get these
Thank
folks
you so
home
much,
on the street, off the street and home in their houses and give them some good music content. And they've been educated today about healthy lifestyle, because when you started to talk about that, all I got to hear was, you got to bring her back. You got to bring her back. You got to bring her back. And I got to bring you back, woman of God, to educate the folk even from here on out, because some people are ready to change their lifestyle and get a better, healthy body. You know, people doing stuff, but they don't know how to go through the process, and you're educating them how to get there. And that's what's so important, and that's what I want to be a part of. Okay? So it's been a pleasure having you on the Ark Radio. It's been a blessing. I know everybody who's been chiming in have been blessed and so forth. So until we meet again, I want to say, go and have that good conference down there in the Bahamas and so forth, and by virtual meaning that you are on the internet worldwide, online, so anybody could tap into this venture today and so forth. So the commercial, I'm going to be running your commercial here all weekend, so people will be able to get to see it in heavy rotation. I'm going to put it in heavy rotation because I want them to get educated, because this is something that I had to go through, and it has started the process of healing in my body. And because my body is going through a healing process, and I'm dropping off the weight that easily besets you, the weight. That old fatty weight.
And can you imagine that you can lose weight, maintain weight, and eat more?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And so with that being said, God bless you on the day, and be blessed. And I know you're going to have a successful virtual educational platform. God bless you.
I look forward to when we meet again. And until then, be well and blossom.
Amen, amen, amen. Well, we're going to continue with the good gospel music you come accustomed to right here on the Ark Radio.
From nourishment to flourishment.
And go to this commercial break.
7 steps to end unhealthy eating. Heal your body and banish low energy. Join the wellness godmother, Rhonda Wright, a published author and plant-based and healthy lifestyle coach, for a free virtual masterclass on July 1st at 7 p.m. online. But wait, there's more. Stay until the very end of the virtual class and get a free bonus. Register today by visiting our Facebook page, Seedlings Place, or contact 242-376-1213. That's 242-376-1213. A free masterclass you don't want to miss.
It's wonderful that both women and men are equally dominating the beauty industry, from cosmetology to massage therapy. I'm also proud of my Black sister, Dr. Andrews, down there in the Bahamas at Flawless Institute. Her facility is amazing, and the career programs are on par with U.S. standards.
She's absolutely right. Men are taking their place in spas and beauty salons, and not only cutting hair, because I know prominent male massage therapists that have started their own mobile business and doing well. And it's because of beauty schools like Flawless Institute.
When they asked me to say something about Flawless Institute and Dr. Shandy Andrews, all I could say is, Shayo, she places radio. I say go and roll and go start your own business, man. Plenty corn in the salon and spa business. I spend a lot of money on these locks, you know?
Why would anyone miss out on the opportunity to hone their skills in acrylics, or learning how to do a bomb beat, or installing a frontal? There's enough business for everyone to build stacks. This beauty school has been around 20+ years. Flawless Institute is where it's at.
Hey teens, Get ready to shine this summer at the Flawless Institute's Teen Hair and Nails Summer Camp. Starting June 24th for 6 weeks, 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. Just $100 to register. Located on Carmichael Road, upstairs in the Lickety Split Plaza, this camp is for ages 12 to 16. Learn trendy hairstyling, amazing nail designs, makeup tips, and skincare secrets. Make new friends, boost your confidence, and have a blast. Register now. Call Flawless Institute at 802-6512 or visit us on Carmichael Road. Be there, be fabulous, be flawless. Registration $100. Starts June 24th. Ages 12 to 16. Flawless Institute Beauty Camp. Summer 2024. Secure your spot today.
Tune in to the ARC Radio for non-stop gospel hits that'll uplift your spirit and fuel your soul. All day, every day, on the ARC. Nothing's more fulfilling than listening to the ARC Radio on a stressful day. All day, every day, on the ARC.
In a statement released today, scientists have announced that based on their research, they have concluded that God is a myth.
Surely